Hey guys, just Gadamu here with another gun review, and today we're reviewing the Robot Damashi / Robot Spirits Hy-Gogg anime version of the first generation. This is pretty cool. It has some really thorough instructions. That's side one. Then side two, which side two seems to mostly focus on, putting on these explodey covers, these missile covers, and the weapon effects and things like that. So this will first be the overview of the figure. We give an overview, and by the way, I got this from my friend Patrick 1969. It was a gift, so I'm very grateful to him. Make sure to check out his channel. He has a review of this, and he does Robot Damashi reviews quite regularly. By comparison, I know it doesn't have a head at the moment, but my GM Sniper, for comparison, Hy-Gogg's a rather short figure, but he looks absolutely fantastic. There's rumors that this is when Robot Damashi started getting good. The people are just really pleased with this figure. It's full of articulation. I always wanted to see this guy be an MSIA action figure, but it never, ever happened. So for the Damashi line release is fantastic. We've got this missile here, fits onto this weapon effect. Weapon effect fits into the hand. They have these hard little plastic nubbins. That's how they do that. This would look great in stop motion animation. Got this beam shot. I prefer to make his fingers open, so each finger is articulated. Clap your hands if you're happy and you know it. The arms are just full of articulation. Absolutely full of articulation. None like huge, but together they make, these crazy spaghetti arms. These shoulders, they move all over the place. There's multiple joints in there. Head comes off. The mono eye can move. Not a ton, but it does move. Feet move. They can be underwater. There's several points of articulation in here. There's also alternate feet, or alternate legs. I haven't fully figured out why yet. I'll probably cover that in a separate section of this review. Just articulation all over the place, The MSA used to go, it goes this far forwards, or back, this far forwards. It almost feels like silly to cover his articulation, because his articulation is literally everywhere. There's a joint in the upper torso. He turns here in the lower torso, no ball joint in the lower torso. That's something I didn't notice on the Hy-Gogg. Actually has those laser or missile cannons right there in the torso as well. I'm not sure what they did with the Hy-Gogg, since the original Gogg had both. It comes with two of those missiles, in case you lose one, which I definitely appreciate. It comes with an alternate set of upper legs. I haven't fully figured out the purpose of this yet. I think they're more compact and small. Being not 100% familiar with the Damashis actually make me rather nervous. Like, it's not just a simple and then stick it on. It's like, oh, please don't break! This figure is $80. So it honestly makes me nervous to try and change these. Looks like it's really mostly just a knee joint. Gets rid of this joint and makes them just a little bit shorter. Covering more effects. And this guy came with a lot of effects you don't see on others. Like some of the figures have repeat effects or different color boosters, etc. This one totally has its own. The Alex has some crazy stuff too. Anyways, this is where it's jumping out of the water, blasting through, and just, they're beautiful to behold. They really, really are. I wonder if you use these a lot, in and out, in and out, and out, they'll become loose. I don't know. Looks like there's a spot here. And that is for his flight backpack. This is to help him with that boosting. And likewise, Our effects pop in there as well. I love how the Hy-Goggs take that bass in Gundam 0080. Gundam 0080 is one of my favorite series. It's one that I've watched over and over as I've studied for my own stop-motion animation series, Gundam Father of Peace. Like, what does a bass attack entail? What does it look like? It's truly great for studying. I have an alternate version of the fingers. Looks like these very carefully pull out. Right here. And then you would put these in. Again, I feel anxious about that. It's not... I watched the review that Patrick did, and he managed to do it, but it's being not as familiar with the Damashi, it scares me. I was like, okay, so this comes out somehow, maybe. Okay, it's not really just giving, you know. One gets nervous like that, because the last thing you want to do is like snap. You know, there goes his thumb. Some things can be like that. But option parts, I praise them for them, even if I'm scared to use them. That gets into the more complicated sections of this figure. You know, those extra claws, those are for going around the GMD type's head, as you can see. Just plugs in there, grab. Very, very cool. They're supposed to. Should be a little peg. Yep, there he is. A little peg for making that connection. You can also take other effects and put them into the feet. Imagine that we can put these into the feet, because it's a universal standard. It's just quite amazing on articulation. One of the coolest things and one of the hardest things is making this whole system work out. You know, what you see on the box. The smoke, I'm going to call it smoke, is too heavy to be supported by the arm, which not terribly surprising. And, you know, nothing's 100% perfect. These arms hold up as much weight as they do is quite astounding, honestly. It's a sturdy figure, but it's also got its lightweight, you know, building design. These missile covers fit over. These are the things that the missile comes out of, so it kind of bursts open. There's all this smoke coming out. Patrick covered this in his review, and he said that it was pretty brutal to get. Hy-Gogg's durable. To get that put together takes a lot of work. Kind of like if you're gonna put it together, you aren't going to undo it for a while. You're just going to enjoy it. So I don't think I'm going to cover, you know, that huge bit today. As I'm more like my Hy-Gogg as he is, but just to cover some of the more simple aspect. Our missile fits in there a couple different ways. Oh, sorry. Mixing that up. The missile comes apart. There's detail even inside the missile. They could have just left it orange. But the missile fits into these pieces. And they fit into there pretty easily. Whoops. Ah, I just bumped that. It suddenly just explodes. And you can kind of get the idea. This thing is ready to... I can't knock it. I can't say that it's not well designed, because it is. For something to come together and fit together and go around so that the missile can fire out like that, absolutely astounding. I mean, they really did a great job. Oh, you gotta pull pretty hard on that. It's kind of scary. One wonders if it'll be loose someday. Like, I wonder about the longevity, but because these aren't really toys, that's probably not going to be a problem. take our second missile, pop it over that, put this over that, insert tab A into slot B. It comes together apart quite easily. No, stay together. Stay together. Ooh, it's like holding a broken egg. Okay, I got that partially on there. So you can see our Hy-Gogg with his arm missile. And this is without the effects wrapping around it. You can see that it wants to come open, but it looks really, really cool. If we can balance the figure just right, you can actually, hold the pose. There we go. And, should you want, you can be die-hard and put this, compilation together and support it and have it, this coming apart, giving out its, effects of smoke and looking just downright awesome on your shelf. I am not going to do that at this point. I'm just going to take a note from Patrick, 1969, who didn't. There's also a second one of these. But this figure is quite phenomenal. That it does that is epic. The points of articulation are epic. The weapon effects are amazing. He's breathtaking. Overall, I haven't been a big fan of the anime series because I don't like the anime feel of the original Gundam figures. They just look too cartoony to me. But 0080 had a really awesome look and feel to its mecha. And so here, it's just spot on. I mean, it's not that the others weren't spot on, but I appreciate the style of 0080, and so this figure is beautiful. If you can get this figure, get it. It's super cool, and it will go so well with the rest of your figures. I feel like this is one of the figures that everybody wanted in the MSIA line, and we never got. And that's what I like about the Damashi line, is that they're making the things that we never got. Well, make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe as I post a new toy review just about every other day. And check out Patrick 1969. There's a link for him down below in the more info area. And thanks again, Patrick. This guy is a highlight in my collection.